Hey everybody, this is Rick. I'm in my old church, St. Peter's Episcopal Church. This here is our lady chapel. And if you could look here, I've painted this was a restoration job some years ago. But I have Mary being visited by the archangel to tell her that she is going to have a child and not to be scared. But anyways, it's wonderful. It's a beautiful old historic black church here in St. Pete, in Key West, Florida. And it's a beautiful place. And I've been here for about 30 years. Learned a whole lot about the Lord and the Bible and everything. Except that, in this place I made them all black people. Because I just think it's cool. Then on the ceiling we have God creating Adam, and it's just a cute little bitty chapel that otherwise was just boring and stuff like that. And here we have Our Lady of Fatima, and she winds up being a real life person. She's Muhammad's daughter, actually, before the marauders had their chance and took over that region and made that more Christian. All other depictions of this entity is a white woman and a little white child. But anyways, it's pretty cool. But I've taken care of this church for a good number of my years when nobody else would do it. And there was only like 3 or 4 of us. It's a beautiful, beautiful old church. I don't know how much you can see here. But years and years ago, there's Jesus walking on the water. It's really pretty. And I put all this fake wood around all these windows. Otherwise, it's just aluminum. But your church was made by people, Episcopalians, black Episcopalians, in the 1800s when black people couldn't go into the white churches and all that. Look at these pews. There's over 300 pieces of wood in each one. And one of the things that I did all the time was keep them. See, those are called pension pews. Wow. We got some big butts that sit down on those things too. It's pretty. Such a beautiful old place. And we're coming up towards the baptismal fount. And see, all of these things are really based on the body. Up there is the head. That's our mind. That's the fornix. That's our brain. That's the head. And then, of course, the congregation sits in the nave. Isn't this beautiful? Can you see any wood up there? I don't know if you can, but it's just a beautiful place. And then when you come back here, we're going to be stepping outside. It's a beautiful old brick church. They even made the bricks by hand. Down here, everything had to be brought in. St. Peter's Episcopal Church. Now, years and years and years ago, their windows all blew out from hurricanes, and I painted that in there. I call it the men who built this church. This cute little thing. So, even though I don't practice this side of the Bible anymore, it's still, a place of warmth and comfort, because what you really find out is God's in other people. I found it in my friends. I found it in these people, my family of this church. And then all of a sudden now everything makes a lot of sense. And I can't come in. I can, except that it's like going backwards. It's a regression. And I just don't need to dabble in that kind of thinking. But it's a beautiful place. I used to cry, and I used to stand up there in a little white robe, and I was up to my neck in it, man, I tell you. And, I'm going to discover the white terrazzo floor underneath, years and years and inch of dirty, mucky wax and stuff like that. But anyways, this is St. Peter's Church. And this is where I learned and grew up. And you can see way over there in the corner, that's that little church that I started out in, that little chapel. Anyways, best to you, and just giving you a little little something or another of my past, and what I've been doing with it during my days of being, fear, anger, and wishing that, oh, why doesn't the Lord love me? So, a lot of guilt was played out in this place, and it still is. That's what it's for. It's a low conscious mousetrap, but a pretty one. All right, well, see y'all. Have a nice day. Thanks.